Hey guys! Oh, we're back. I don't know what happened there. Jesus Christ. Alright, so this video is gonna be a bit deep, a tiny bit deep, and it's gonna be basically on my experiences and some questions that I've had from subscribers and stuff rolled into one, which emulates we can taking back people, and why do we take back people when we know we've done them wrong, regarding more so relationships and exes and partners, and when you're seeing someone and then it's fucking you and they're manipulating you to make you think that it's going somewhere and it's not. It just kind of like is going to cover that and why we take them back and how we can how we can cut people off for good. So I hope I get it right, because it's just by self-analysis, because I analyze a lot of the stuff I do. I always observe stuff and situations. I'm always thinking about things and ways that I felt and situations I've been in and stuff, and I'm finding at a place where I kind of can admit that I've played the blame game a lot, and I've kind of not taken acknowledgement for parts that I've played in bad situations that I've been in. And even though to other people I wouldn't have played a significant part, I did play a huge part in accepting what I shouldn't have accepted the first time. And then I thought to myself, every time that I've been disrespected, I've kind of accepted it, and that is my fault. So I can't blame someone for me allowing them to disrespect me, because I allowed them to do that. And if you don't correct people in their wrongs, and if you're not going to put a stop to it, how else am I going to get treated? How else do I deserve to be treated if I never checked that person or ended that situation in the first place? So I have to make a public apology for everyone I've been with or seen or spoken to. I always put a lot of blame on them, and I'm sorry for that. Even though you did wrong, I have to take part in my wrongdoings in the way I allowed you to treat me like that. Like I never let people know how to treat me. So I'm sorry about that, because you might not even know that you was doing something wrong. Some people, it's just their characteristics to be certain ways, and a lot of people don't correct them. I could have been that person to correct them, but I didn't. I chose to stay silent and let it build up and build up and build up, and then have this animosity when we're over or when the situation's finished or whatnot. So yeah, I have to take responsibility for that aspect of it. And when it's going back to when I had a few questions like, I don't know why I keep taking him back, he's done this, and he's done this, and my ex did this, and my boyfriend's doing this and this and this, and even though he did this, I still love him. Like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, what do I do, Junior, and all this, and then have to emulate back to myself. I remember in my first ever relationship was, this is horrible, to be honest. It was different, not much nice about it. Like, I can't honestly think of, I can't think of a whole heap of good things, to be honest. I cannot. It's just, and then even after I got disrespected, even after I allowed myself to get disrespected, correction, I had a summer, I was seeing someone else, and then I gave that person a second chance, which I don't really tell people, to be honest. I gave that person a second chance at the ending of the year, so it was like November, December-ish, and I know we split up on Valentine's Day, February 2012. And it was even worse the second time. And I had to think to myself, why did I take that person back? And then from then, it was like a chain reaction, because every person that I spoke to that I felt disrespected, they always had a second chance from me. And I just had to keep thinking to myself, why? And it's because I wasn't naive, I wasn't desperate, I was weak. That's what I was. I was weak, and that's why they were able to come back. I'm not going to say they took advantage. I'm not going to say they took me for granted, because we don't need to speak on things that nature already knows. But for my personal self, I was weak, and I wouldn't say it was a bad habit, but I felt, as humans, what I've learned, we need connection. We need to be connected to something. We need to be connected to someone, to something, whether it be love, whether it be when something is familiar, you stick to it. And you might not be in a position to know that it is a bad thing. You know that you feel in some type of way. You can pinpoint ways that you shouldn't feel, but when you're in that situation, you don't know that it's wrong because it's something that's familiar. We as humans, we don't like change. That's why you see a lot of people always like the bad boys, or like this or like that, because there's an element in those bad boys, there's an element of someone that is disruptive that you can relate to. When someone's too nice, people get worried. When something's too good, people get worried. And it's better to go into situations with people where they know something's bad, and it's not like you're going into it knowing that you want to be mistreated. It's you're kind of you lean more towards that because you're kind of familiar of what to accept. You're kind of familiar of the routine of how the person will be, traits, and you will get into those relationships and you continue to always have problems. You will get cheated on, you will always have the same drama, and you always attract the same man with a different face. But you're attracting that because there's something in those people that is familiar and you feel connected, but you don't see it like this as a whole. It took me a video that someone very special to me sent me, and I wanted to make this video anyway, but it connected dots that I never even knew were related. So that's why I thought now this is the right time to make this video for you guys. But yeah, we have to feel connected. So it's easy to attract and feel connected to the bad than it is to the good. And when you're in those situations, you get out of them and you're hurt, and always like me, like, why can't I find someone like this? Why can't I find someone like this? Why can't I find, like, don't I deserve this? I will cry. I've wanted to fucking commit suicide, kill myself over a man, imagine. And I still get back out there, still date, and still meet the same face with a different name. And why was that? Because it was something familiar. So I kept attracting the same thing because I wasn't looking at the bigger picture of something more. And even speaking stuff badly, like if something's too good, oh, something's going to happen. I feel like this is too good, something's going to happen. Like, it's like you almost want something bad to happen. So your subconscious almost want something bad to happen, like you're ready for something bad to happen because you're so familiar with the same story over and over again. And if it doesn't happen, then there has to be something wrong. Like, that's us being detrimental to ourselves and not allowing something good to happen, because good things can happen. But now this is where it gets a bit deeper, because now this surpasses any type of weakness, and now this goes into being vulnerable. As I want to say, as humans, me, I feel like I've always been open, but I feel like I've never really been that vulnerable, because I've definitely been in certain situations with people like, I'm very private, I'm so this, I'm like, how can I be private? I'm junior, I talk about this, I talk about that, I talk about that. But really and truly, I am kind of guarded with my feelings. And when I do let that guard down and I get hurt, I take it really, really, really bad. And I learned that you shouldn't take it bad. You should go into every situation, not only as a new situation, but you should go into every situation wholeheartedly. Being vulnerable, it's like we're programmed to be made to feel like being vulnerable is a bit of a shameful thing, that it's a bad thing. You can't let someone see that deep inside you, because if that, from the time they see that, they can use you. They can do this, they can do that, they can do this. You're gonna feel like this, you're gonna feel like that. So you can't let them see that. You can't say this. You can't message first, because you can't let them know that you like them more. You can't say I love you first, because you can't let them know that you love them more than they love you. And you can't be in a position where you love someone and they can't say they love you back. You can't like someone more than they like you, because that is a big, really, really bad thing. You can't show this emotion. You can't show that emotion. You can't cry. Crying is something that's weak. Crying is something that's not made for people to do in front of people. You're meant to do that in private. If you're going through something secret, if you're going through something bad, if you're in an abusive relationship, you can't talk out loud. You can't speak out loud, because you can't trust anyone. Who's going to be there for you? What are you going to do when you've got friends? You can't live like that. Like, from the time that you start gardening stuff, you're only going to get yourself in bad situations. Being vulnerable allows you to know the true essence of being happy. Without you being vulnerable, you never ever be able to be truly happy or fulfilled, and you never know what it is to be content. There is nothing wrong with falling in love with someone first. There's nothing wrong with saying I love you first. There's nothing wrong with expressing to someone how much you like them. There's nothing wrong with that. If they feel the same way, they don't. We shouldn't take rejection and all these bad things and put it into shame and making it feel like we can't be our authentic selves, just because at the end of the day, it's not about the next person. It's about you. At least you can go into every situation knowing that you're authentic, you're real. There's nothing fabricated about how you feel. People know where you stand and what you stand for and who you are, and you get to be truly happy. For you to be truly happy and truly fulfilled, you have to learn to be vulnerable and learn that it's okay to be that way. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have these feelings for someone. It's okay to be crazy. It's okay for sometimes for you to admit that you feel weak. It's okay to not have a good day. It's okay. We need to stop associating true love with heartache, because heartache is all that we've known. And so it's easy to go into situations and to guard yourself and to judge yourself, but if you keep doing that, you would never be able to do anything wholeheartedly. You'd never ever be able to get the true essence and the true joy out of nothing, especially life, when you keep guarding yourself. Don't allow people or how you've been treated to ruin any chance of true, genuine happiness that you deserve for yourself, for your future. Because that's something we all deserve, you know? And I've learned that. I've definitely learned that we're only going to get out of this life what we put into it. And the most you can do to enjoy life is enjoy yourself. And you have to know that you're enough. You have to be able to look at yourself, as scary as it can be, all flaws and all you've been through, all you're probably going to go through, and know that you're enough. Don't equate your worth on someone else. Men can come and go. People can come and go. You yourself have to know that you're enough. Don't allow people to pinpoint what's good about you and what's not. Know yourself. It's important. Because once you do, no one will be able to come in and out and take elements of you and pieces of you, to the point where you feel so broken that you have nothing left. It's really important, and I feel like I've realized all the flaws and everything, that I am enough. I'm enough. I'm more than enough. And that's what I want all of you guys to realize. Because once you know that, you wouldn't be in these situations. You would be able to be vulnerable and love and live and laugh. And yes, it's not going to be easy a lot of the time, but it's much more easy picking yourself up that way than allowing someone to break you down to the point where now you're vulnerable and now they've taken you for granted and now, oh my god, then you start blaming yourself like, why did I do this? Stop. That's one thing you need to stop doing. That's what I always did. Stop blaming ourselves for how we feel. How we feel, that's genuine. How I felt for you is genuine. I can't blame myself for that. If anything, you're in the shits. Yes, yes, you're in the shits. You go and find someone that's that genuine, honey. Especially nowadays. Go on, you're in the shits. You want to do me wrong? Okay, fine. I've given all I could possibly give you. The only thing that I could give more of is over time learn that my love for you will become unconditional, and from unconditional will become a certain type of love and a rare type of love that you will never ever find, because we're building it together. I appreciate you, flaws and all, for who you are and how you are, just like I expect you to appreciate me. And then if you don't appreciate me like that, then you know, you didn't betray me. You didn't hurt me, you didn't use me, you're not for me. That's it. From the time that someone needs to stray or go somewhere else, you're not for me. Why do we have to take that hurt on ourselves? And it makes me feel so emotional, because so many years I've took that hurt on myself instead of just accepting, you know what, I'm enough. And for it to be so easy for you to go elsewhere, we're not made for each other. You're not for me and I'm not for you. So it's okay. I'll move on. And life goes on. And I'm here. You know, I'm very much intact with myself. I don't want anyone to ever go through what I've been through, because I've really hurt myself. I've hurt myself more than anyone's hurt me. The lack of belief I've had in myself, the self-doubt I've had in myself, the way I've treated myself, the way I've disrespected myself. I've disrespected myself more than I've allowed anyone else to, because I allowed that behavior. I didn't correct people, and I made myself think that every emotion that I had was a wrong emotion. I shouldn't be feeling like that. I shouldn't be doing this, when everything was right. And I don't want anyone to ever live their lives like that, because it's not a nice way to live. It's like you're constantly it's like you're in a prison with rules everywhere of what you shouldn't do, what you shouldn't do, what you shouldn't do. That's not life. How do you expect to attract anyone? How do you expect to attract anything? How do you expect to be blessed if you're constantly guarding your own self with what you should not be doing and what you should be doing, instead of just living? It's okay to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong to be vulnerable. You being vulnerable and you appreciating yourself with all you are and all you have to offer is a beautiful thing. You can't know yourself unless you're vulnerable. There's no way that you can know yourself and who you are and appreciate who you truly are and the purpose of why you're here unless you allow yourself to be vulnerable. I might have pushed a lot of people away because I was never vulnerable. And it's not their business to get to know me. I should have been vulnerable in the first place. I should have been open. How do I expect to get the world from someone if I'm not open? You know? And there's a lot of times I know I have been vulnerable, but then I blame myself for someone else's actions. And it's crazy. How can I blame myself when I've been my authentic self in this? That hurts. I've taken on someone else's burden of how they've disrespected me when I've genuinely been vulnerable and genuinely been my authentic self, and I blamed myself for their wrongdoing. So you just need to see this. This is all I have for the rest of my life. And this is all you will have for the rest of your life, yourself. Put that work, put that love into yourself. Appreciate yourself. Once again, know that you are enough. You're perfect in every single way, shape or form. Don't allow anyone to ever make you feel anything less than that. And if they do, then it's an insecurity they have in themselves. You don't take that burden on yourself. Don't take that burden on yourself. If someone's mistreating you, put that on them. They don't know how to respect people. You have enough respect for yourself because you know who you are. Yeah? And do what you need to do that's necessary to move out of that situation. Because you don't need that bad energy. You're bigger than that. You're more than that. You are deserving. Tell yourself how beautiful you are every single day. Appreciate everything. Maybe things aren't going the way you think they should or the way you thought they would. Life is a process. Enjoy this journey of now. Because one day you'll be looking back and you think, oh my God, I remember when this happened. I remember when I was there. Now look. You want true blessings. You want the manifestation of the universe and all of that. I feel like it all starts with you allowing yourself to feel and allowing yourself to truly acknowledge that you're enough and not putting it on anybody, on any job, any career, anything. It doesn't have to, it's nothing to do with absolutely no one. It has to do with you, and the right person will see that. And I'll be a fucking love boy. I was about to cry in this bitch. Oh my gosh. Jeez. That was an emotional, this has been the most emotional video ever. Wow. Ooh. Oh, good. Those tears were about to come, honey. But yeah. Woo. Wow. Oh. I'm going now. And I wish you guys an amazing Sunday. I really hope this video gets uploaded today. If not, it'll probably be uploaded tomorrow, but that's neither here or there. If you guys have watched it to the end, oh my God, I appreciate you fully. And I hope that this video and my rambling has given you some food for thought and has made you think about something. And if anything, I hope you love yourself more, because you have every reason to do so. You're perfect. Okay? I love you guys so much, and God bless you all. Thank you for constantly supporting me and appreciating my channel, and I'll see you guys with the next video. Take care.